Well, that's a way to start a live feed, don't you think? Sorry about that. I realized my phone was getting low on juice, and I'm trying to plug it in before going live and everything. And oh, geez. Anyways, hi, my name's Kip, and you're watching America Bumper to Bumper. Thanks for being here. Today we are gonna talk, much like we do every week. We're gonna talk some recalls, talk some car news. I'm gonna add a new feature that Chris over at East Coast Classics suggested. So let's get on into it. First up, we're going to do the recalls. And gotta say, this one's kind of bad. I think I was saying it last week about a Toyota. So now, we're not even into 2019. The Toyota Corolla has been redesigned. The hatchback particularly. It was called the IM before, and now it's just the Corolla hatchback. So these Corollas were coming on the market with a brand new style of CVT transmission. It is called Direct Shift CVT. So what has happened is Toyota is recalling 3,400 of these Corollas with the direct shift CVTs to get new transmissions. Where's your quality control, Toyota? Those should have never made it out of your factory. Anyways, Toyota says that there's a possibility that due to a manufacturing error, the blades of the pump impeller in the torque converter may detach, causing damage to the torque converter and possible loss of motive power. Nice, Toyota. That is a great thing on your brand new, car to have to fix. On other recall news, Ford is recalling 874,000 F-150 and Super Duty pickups over fire risk. So generally, especially when you live up where I do here in Vermont, a very popular item, accessory that lots of people will get on their cars, trucks, you name it. If it's motorized, people get these, and it's called an engine block heater. So what happens on really cold nights, you plug it in. You plug your vehicle in, kind of like what diesels have. So you plug it in, and there is a pad. I think it's in the heads or something. I'm not. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, these heaters, you plug them in, and electricity, of course, will heat up the elements, and it will keep your engine warmer than it normally would had you not plugged it in. So if you've got a 30 below night coming, plug it in, and it's going to keep it a little bit warmer, so that when you go out and try the key, it's not going to be quite as hard for the engine to turn over. But anyways, so 874,000 Ford pickups. It's 2015 through 19 F-150s and 17 through 19 Super Duty pickups. There's a fire risk due to the engine block heaters that Ford installed in these trucks. Half of that number, so 430 some thousand trucks are located here in the U.S., and the other half are in Canada. So the engine block heaters, contaminants can work their way into the cable splice connector, which could be, water, it'll cause it to corrode, and over time, there's a possibility of an electrical fire. Right now, Ford says they're only aware of 3 fires caused by the engine block heaters. One of those caused minor property damage. Thankfully, nobody was injured in any of these things, but they're going to be replacing, or at least checking those connectors, making sure there's no corrosion. If there is, they're replacing them. If not, they're going to put some dielectric grease in there, and then everybody should be all hunky dory after that. So, if you own a 2015 through 19 F-150 or 17 through 19 Super Duty, you might want to go and check to see if your truck is part of that recall. All right, so we've talked a lot about, and there's lots in the stratosphere of the GM closing all the plants and all the cutbacks that a lot of car companies are doing right now. And now there's a possibility that Tesla, through the help of the Ohio governor, potentially Trump, is interested in one of those plants. The Lordstown, Ohio plant, well, I guess it's in Warren, Ohio. Elon Musk has made voices that should GM decide to stop producing cars in that plant, that he, Tesla, and him being on the main player in Tesla, is interested in buying that plant from GM and moving some production there. So, good news for the Lordstown plant. On the other hand, Jaguar Land Rover is set to cut thousands of jobs. This is reported by 24/7 Wall Street. Jaguar Land Rover, who is owned by India's Tata Motors Limited, is about to cut thousands of jobs following the lead of several other car companies, including GM. Global auto business is in a decline for the first time in 4 or 5 years. Because everybody propped up the production a little bit too much. But anyways, Financial Times reports that the layoffs previously signaled will run as high as 5,000 people, but it's going to save Tata, well, I don't know how it's called. Anyway, it's going to save them about $3 billion by cutting 5,000 jobs. It would appear that sales are not only down, but that Tata has started to prepare for a recession, which, a lot of people are saying that they're, we're headed for. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens there. The surprise about the cuts is that sports utility vehicles and crossovers have done well at the expense of cars recently, which, being Land Rover, having every one of their vehicles being an SUV, shouldn't be hurt too much. But Jag, they only have the E-Pace, F-Pace and E-Pace, I guess, are both SUVs. So they're, moving up the SUV ladder, but still have lots of cars. So there's the expectation that a bunch of jobs are going to be lost there. Next up, if you have watched the channel previously, you'll know that I'm going gaga over the Gladiator, the Jeep Gladiator. I love that thing. I cannot wait till they're out. I hope someday to, soon to be able to buy one. Credit's got to get a lot better for that, but anyways, you can now go over to Jeep's website and you can configure your brand new 2020 Jeep Gladiator. One downfall, it does not give any pricing, so you don't know how much you're going to be spending on this thing, but you can do everything: engine, trans, differentials, tires, rims, colors, interiors, all that good stuff over at Jeep. So head over there and check it out. Some really cool features they have. You can, with the upgraded stereo system, you can get a rechargeable Bluetooth speaker that you can pull out and will take directly from whatever is playing on the radio, and you can even pair up your phone to it. So it's really a kind of handy little thing. Plus, when you're done with it, slip it back in its spot. It not only adds extra speaker volume, sound to the car, but it also will charge back up, and you're good to go for the next time. If you guys do hop on there and check out the configurator, let me know what your favorite color out of the new one is. We've got a beautiful orange. There's red, blue, white, black, gray, I think, is another one. So they got some really interesting colors, and I would very much look forward to seeing any special colors that they make from this. All right. As I had we talked about last week, a couple of cars that are going to be going to Barrett-Jackson in January for auction. First one was the Supra. The number one Supra will be auctioned off there. The Ford, Mustang, Lamborghini, the debacle, whatever you want to call it, is going to be auctioned off there. And Ford has just announced that the 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, VIN number 001, is also going to be auctioned off at Barrett-Jackson. They're going to be showing it off at the debuting it at the Detroit Auto Show, and 4 days later it'll head to Barrett-Jackson, and it'll be auctioned off on January 18th, 2019. If you're interested in buying, of course, the proceeds of that auction go to a charity. I do not. Let's see. Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. So all the money raised from that, and you can imagine that it's going to go for a ton of money to someone that's way more wealthy than probably anyone watching this channel. Anyways, we'll know more about what the features of the Mustang Shelby, the GT500 are going to be when they debut it at Detroit, and then if you watch the auction, you'll be able to see it get auctioned off at Barrett. So, all right. So, 'tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Now we're going to hold on, guys. Oh gosh, I've got you all mixed up here. We're going to turn. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Mo Mello. I appreciate you stopping in. You have a great weekend too, and have a great Christmas if you. Yep. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. All right, so let's flip this around. We're going to show you some practical gifts for your car lovers. This is from Consumer Reports, and Consumer Reports, you read that right there. No financial relationship with any of the advertisers. That goes for us too. First off, music subscriptions. Consumer Reports says that you should go out and buy a Pandora Plus or Premium or something like that, or get your loved one some Sirius XM or something like that, and give them the great music in their car. Not a bad one, and it's not that expensive, being at $5-10 a month. Another great gift, and this is one that I love, and I really need one of these things. A jump starter battery pack. The technology in today's jump box is come so far from what I remember. I remember these huge boxes, bulky, awkward, all those good things. And now you can see, they're tiny. And this one's got a lot more cold cranking amps, but it's still tiny. Put it right on your battery. Plug in your leads into the box. Plug it on there. Car starts right up. It's pretty amazing how the technology, thanks to most of it's lithium-ion batteries. And these things can cost anywhere from 50, 90, they even go up from there because they've got other features, flashlights, and they can also charge your cell phone if you need to, all that sort of stuff. So another great idea for that. And another low buck item, tire pressure gauge. Because I know at least for me, I should have a tire gauge, but I don't. Luckily, our newest car that we own, 2011 Buick LaCrosse, has the tire pressure monitors, and of course, any modern new car, has those as well. But if you're riding around in your, Classic, there is a very good chance it doesn't have it. And if the only way you're going to be able to tell what your tires are is by having one of these. They're as easy and as cheap as your stick here, all the way up to your digitals. I had one of these when I was twisting wrenches. It's not a bad unit. I kind of wish that I'd had one of these Dell types, but these were worked pretty good, and it of course gives you the digital readout right there, and very fast and very easy. Next gift, cordless tire inflator. These things are cool. I haven't seen a whole lot of that has to do with these cordless tire inflators. Everything I've used has generally been something that you plug into your cigarette lighter. This is the Ryobi 1 and the Ryobi 1 Plus. They have all sorts of different Ryobi, things, saws and drills and impact wrenches. And the 1 Plus, they all use this lithium 18-volt battery. So you have, a couple batteries, and you can run all of the Ryobi pieces. So good deal. These things, not terribly cheap. This Ryobi one is about $84, but it does come with a battery and a charger. This is another good one, not a ton of money. Headlight restoration kit. It's amazing how quickly headlights get all dull and crusty, and these kits I've seen anywhere from like 10 to 20, a little bit more. Yeah, absolutely. Tire pressure is extremely important. It gives you the best possible fuel economy when you've got the your tire pressure where they're supposed to be. Yeah, so it's definitely worth checking your tire pressures at least once a week, maybe even more if you're worried about it. I know that I've had one tire on one of my cars that always seemed to lose air over about a week and a half, 2 weeks time, and never was really it was a little too cheap to not have it taken off and bead seal and all that sort of stuff. So definitely worth that. Plus there is the not only are you going to get the best gas mileage when your tires are properly inflated, but if you run the tires too long at low pressure, they actually will wear out on the inside, and that can cause blowouts, and it's never a good thing. Back to the tire restoration kits. These are for For the money, these are really, really good. There's always that one tire, absolutely. One tire. And the funniest thing is, on my '84 Lincoln Continental, um, when I got the car, it was one tire, and I have not rotated them at all. I'm a bad person. Um, the first tire that went flat this winter was a completely different tire. So it's weird. Gotta love cars. Anyways, the tire repair or headlight restoration kits, they really are also, in my opinion, a safety factor as well. Once they get the headlights get hazed over, like, I don't know if you can see it really well here on those, but you've seen the cars with those, hazed over headlights. That the light from the headlight doesn't get through, and cleaning them and getting them restored is really the only way that you can protect yourself and everyone else on the road. All right, next up is an emergency kit. Every car should have an emergency kit in it. Band-aids, gauze, windshield scraper, flashlights. I would even put in there, especially if you're up where I am, or in the Northeast or even the Northwest, anywhere that gets snow, you should have a folding shovel in there. Flags that you can put out to try and get people's attention. Warm clothes, if not clothes, at least a blanket. All those sorts of things should be. Toe straps, another good one that I was just reading. So you should try and have a really good kit in your car, so that if you run into any issues while driving, especially in the winter, you can keep yourself safe and warm and all those good stuff. And next up, car shirts and accessories. Yeah, get yourself a Mopar shirt if you're a Mopar fan, or a Chevy shirt, or whatever it might be, a Ferrari shirt if you want to spend that kind of money. You can spend big money, like an actual Ferrari from a Ferrari dealership shirt, or you can, get usually, Walmart, Kohl's, they'll have some sort of T-shirt or with a Corvette on it, whatever. So anywhere from $5-10 up to a couple hundred. So it's always a great gift. So if you know your loved ones and you know what kind of vehicles they're into, get them a shirt. Now we're starting to get into the big money. If you know somebody that loves driving, take them to school. Now this, I don't know if you can read on top of the car there, Bondurant. You're probably not going to take them to Bondurant anymore because they filed for bankruptcy and I believe are going under. Maybe not, because it's saying down here that they're still going, but Richard Petty driving experience. There's all sorts of teen survival. That's a teen driving sessions. There's all sorts of different driving schools out there for you to get into. They can cost anywhere from $100 to a couple grand. So yep, that's going to be some big money. And but you got a car fan and you got the cash, lay down for it. Another good one, if you know somebody into autocrossing or racing or just likes to drive, get them a set of tires. This too is not a cheap prospect. You can, depending on what kind of car they have, it could be hundreds of dollars or it could be thousands. I don't know lots of people out there with Ferraris or Lamborghinis, but those are going to be a couple grand worth of tires. Some truck tires, bigger truck tires, you're going to be spending that kind of money. Luckily, my little old Lincoln has some 15-inch tires, so they're pretty cheap. I could get some really, really, really good tires for the same sort of money. And the final car-related practical gifts for your car lover: give him a new car. Yeah, right. Now, if you can afford to get, your loved ones a new car, then by all means go and do it. That to me is not a practical car gift, but gotta love Consumer Reports for trying at least. So anyways, car gift ideas. And on from there, we're going to go with what would Santa drive if he were driving a car rather than a sleigh? So this is Auto Next NXT website. They have just put it out, a list of the cars that they think Santa would drive, and we're going to go through them, and I want you guys to put down in the comments which one you think most likely that Santa would be driving. Now, keep in mind, they probably, Santa's going to have magical trunks so that he doesn't have to worry about, where's he going to put all the gifts, so it doesn't have to be a truck. But anyways. First up, Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Nice little SUV, four-wheel drive. 505 horsepower on tap and a top speed of 176. I don't know if the 176 is going to quite get you around the world in enough time, but that still can go like stink. What are you laughing at, woman? Sorry, my wife's in the background laughing at me. All right, next up, Audi RS7. Four-door sedan, big trunk, V8 power, turbocharged, 605 horsepower, all-wheel drive. Not bad. Next up, we have Dodge Challenger GT. Now, the GT is a 305 horsepower V6 engine, but it does come with available all-wheel drive. So, I think right now I'm going with the Stelvio, but if he wants to go in style, he can go in the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Yes. This is something like $300,000 or $400,000, but I'm sure since it's Santa, he could build one of his own without any sort of backlash from Rolls-Royce. It's all-wheel drive. It's 6-liter V12, I think, is what it's got under the hood. Plenty of room for bags. Might be a good choice. Ooh, Dodge Charger Hellcat. I think he would get stuck in the snow, for all the areas that have snow. However, 700 horsepower, top speed in excess of 200 miles an hour. Maybe it'll do all right. And I said, you don't have to worry about trucks because, he's, Santa being magic. F450 Super Duty. Yeah. Four-wheel drive, 32,000 pounds of towing goodness. You could move some gifts around there. Or how about the Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk? Now this makes more sense than the Charger Hellcat, because this is all-wheel drive. So it's an all-wheel drive, 700 horsepower, supercharged V8. Does like 196 miles an hour or something silly like that. Still has plenty of room for packages in the back. Oh, here's another very, very good choice. Good choice, Santa. And Mercedes AMG G63, the G-Wagen. 577 horsepower, all-wheel drive, premium interior, seat massagers. Oh, I don't know. Might have a winner with the G-Wagon. Okay, no. This isn't, no. Santa's not going to go in a Jaguar F-Type SVR. Yes, it's all-wheel drive. Yes, it has a top speed of 200, but it's a convertible. Granted, the sleigh is a convertible, but yeah. No, I'm not buying that one. Although, this wouldn't, not a bad idea. Subaru STI Type RA. 310 horsepower, all-wheel drive, big spoiler in the back. Yeah. Tesla Model X, if Santa's worried about the environment, go all electric. Not bad. It does have ludicrous mode, and it is an SUV. The Bentley Bottega, Bentayga, yes. That's up there with the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Very, very nice. 600 horsepower twin turbo W12 engine under the hood, all-wheel drive, advanced traction control, and multi-mode air suspension. Ooh, that wouldn't be a bad choice, Santa. The Porsche Panamera GTS, so the Panamera wagon, that would also be another choice. All-wheel drive, high-performance sedan or wagon. Nice. Range Rover again. Thank you very much. I'm trying to get more of this sort of a fun stuff involved in it, and I really thank you for sticking around through all this. So Range Rover would be another really good choice. Oh, and then there we've got this. This is from the Dodge commercials. The Dodge Challenger, a red Ford Mustang Cobra with a supercharger and fire spitting out the back. Yep, I can see that too. And here's Dodge's take on Santa's sleigh. This is when their most recent commercials, and yeah, I could see Santa flying around in this thing. All right, final fun little story before we do our last little piece is a gentleman recently traded in 5 first-generation Toyota MR2s for a brand new Miata. I don't know. I think I would have kept the MR2s. Those are fun little cars, and the nice, interesting story about these MR2s. The gentleman, this is out in Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, at Code Toyota. He traded in one of each year of the production for the first gen MR2s. Each one of them is a little bit special in their own way. The yellow one, right up here, is the 85. It is a fixed roof sunroof car, painted yellow, 207,000 miles on it. It was not originally yellow, it was originally silver. It's the only car that has been modified from stock. Then we got 86 fixed roof car, no sunroof, painted in red. So that one. 140,000 miles on the odometer, and it was the favorite of the owner that traded them all in. Next up, 87 Targa, modeled, painted in white. So either this one or this one. I'm gonna go with, to tell a little bit more, 3-spoke wheels. So yeah, that's the 87 right there. 80,000 miles and the 3-spoke wheels, as you can, right there. Then we got an 88, also painted in white. That's got to be this one down here. Equipped with an automatic, phone dial wheels, factory supercharged engine. It is the only car out of them that is not naturally aspirated. And that's got 78,000 miles on the clock. And finally is down at the end. We got the blue one. That is an 88. That has a 5-speed manual transmission. Hey, Jason, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. 88 Targa with 5-speed manual, cleanest and low miles out of the bunch. 28,000 miles on the odometer. And they're all, as you can kind of see in the picture, really great shape. I don't know about you, but I would have kept my collection of the 5 MR2s before I'd get one of the new Miatas. Nothing against the new Miata, but these things are way cooler. All right. So the final thing we're going to do tonight, actually, it was an idea that Chris over at East Coast Classics, if you're not familiar with his channel, yeah, I definitely agree. Momelo, he definitely made a bonehead deal, but, to each their own. That's what I like to say. I don't try to get into a whole lot of beef or anything with anybody because it's just not the way I do things. Yeah, especially for one of the new Miatas. If it was, 5 of the original first gen Miatas, I might. No, I still would keep the MR2s. Well, I think those are way cooler. Anyways, so the last big feature we're going to be doing here, Chris over at East Coast Classics. If you haven't seen his channel, go check him out. He buys cars, usually police package cars at auction, and does some stuff to them. He also has a Corvair van that he's restored and done some work on. It's a really cool guy, very well worth going over to his channel and checking it out. He gave me an idea of because I watch, being unemployed right now, I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of car YouTube. So he suggested that I talk to you guys about what's going on a lot of the big guys' channels, in case you guys don't watch them. What I'm going to do instead is I'm modifying it a bit. I'm going to talk about a couple of videos that I've seen that just are, in my opinion, really cool. This first one I'm going to talk about is Haggerty, the insurance company people and classic car folks. They have a series over on their YouTube channel called Barn Find Hunter. The gentleman who runs the show, his name's Tom Cotter. He's great, very knowledgeable guy. I think they're into their second season, like 30 some odd episodes. It's usually, I think it's like once a month that they, put out a new episode. Very nicely produced. Of course, when you've got, money behind you, you can, do those sorts of things. But their latest episode, and I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, Jason, did you watch the latest episode of Barn Find Hunter? Where he goes to, I think it's North Carolina, and the gentleman that has barns and barns and barns of cars. Yep, the old guy. Oh, my heart broke when I'm looking at all those cars. Anyways, the gentleman who owns the cars and the property is very to himself sort of a guy. Generally doesn't let people back in to look at his vast collection of cars. But they got the okay, and they went back and looked at he has cars from when he first started driving. I think the guy, he still owns the very first car that he ever bought. He had so many amazing cars in there. Dodge Daytonas, and I'm not talking the 80s, one. I'm talking about the 69 Dodge Daytona, the one that they only made 500 copies of for NASCAR. This guy has at least 2. I think there might have been 3. The 70, yeah, the Daytona, and Superbirds. Yeah, I know that there's at least 2 of them that were Daytonas, and 2 or 3 Superbirds. Superbirds are rare in their own right. There's only like 19,000 or 1,900 of those built ever. um, Corvettes, Jaguars. So he wasn't just an American, muscle car, guy. Uh, Camaros, Mustang, Corvettes definitely. I'm trying to remember whether it was Mustangs or Camaros in there. Um, Old Mopars, just well over 100 cars, and these are all any car that he bought, he would restore. Then he parked it in the garage. So there's well over 100 cars in massive amounts of barns. Um, yeah, cool. Thanks for the love there. Yeah, Nomads. Oh my God, the Nomads that he had, the '59 Caddies. The red. He had a red Barrett's. I don't know. I can't pronounce that, but '59 Caddies. If you don't know what that is, one of the biggest cars ever built. Massive wings, or not wings. Tail fins. Just massive car. Two of those. One for one was a convertible. I think the other was a sedan. Just absolutely insane. And the sad thing is, and even the owner of the property, 58 olds, the most chrome on a car. Cool. Oh, Jason, I'm absolutely positive that there is no way we saw all those cars. Because he was even saying, Tom was even saying that, cars like a, 57, Bel Air, perfect condition, 55s, sitting there, just everything, in great shape. And he's passing over them because there's something else that's even better sitting next to it. Now, the owner said, after we restored them, of course, parked them in a garage, they're now unrestoring themselves because a lot of them have been there, 20, 30, 40 years. And the sad thing about that is that they don't plan on selling any of those cars. History, massive amount of history in that video. And there's an extremely good chance that it's going to be lost forever. Anyways, I really recommend you guys go over there and check out that video, Barn Find Hunters, on the Haggerty channel. It is the newest episode. It is well worth your time. And I am going to go back into my history and just find... okay, next one I'm going to talk about a couple of episodes. So I tried to buy a 67 Fastback years ago. I know, I don't... John, I don't understand that with people. I cannot understand... Yes, I love... there's been cars that I've loved and I've never wanted to get rid of, but there is no way I'd want to see a car, especially something that I loved, to sit and rot away when somebody is going to take care of it. I can still see it. It's still going to be around. It's a shame. It really is a shame. Anyways, the other YouTuber that I'm going to talk about now is Tavarish. Tavarish. Tavarish lives down in the Tampa Bay area, I believe. He buys cars that have major issues and basically rebuilds them. Another guy that's similar to that, also in that general area, is a guy named Sam Crack, who buys smashed auction cars and rebuilds them. Tavarish spent pretty much the last year rebuilding a Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. It had a small, or a significant enough engine fire that the car was salvaged. And it's Yes, John, absolutely. We definitely have to get together for some car shows coming up this year. Um, I don't know how far away you are from North Hudson, New York. It's above Ticonderoga. Um, I went to that show last year, and that was in early May. I had a great time. Small show, but it's nice people, very nice people, decent crowd. And I'll probably be going back there. That'll be probably the first show. Oh, cool! I love the Ticonderoga show. I don't know if you've been down to that one as well. Um, Went there this year. Another great show. Anyway, back over to Tavarish. Yeah, he progress. Showed the progress of um, Flying Farmer. I love that car. That is an amazing dragster. Yes, I'm Jason will be doing whatever I can to get up to Bangor. Corey, we're gonna take a U-turn here. We're gonna go. So I might, hopefully by this time next week, I will have a job. I went to East Windsor, calling family at the table. Hey, no problem. Thanks for stopping in, and I really appreciate you making the good comments. Anytime somebody's on here, it makes me jump for joy. Um, so I went down to East Windsor, Connecticut for a job interview. Tell more about that later on if I get the job. But I thought, that's south of Springfield, Massachusetts. And I thought Springfield was terrible, far drive, and it was, not going to be easy to get down there. But it's 2 hours. And I realized that I'm missing a lot of shows because I thought they were a lot farther than they should have been. Bangor is a far drive for me, but Jason, I'm going to make a point. You give me the day that it's happening. I will make a point to make sure that I am up there. All right. Thanks, John, for stopping by. I hope to see you. Definitely keep up with me on the Facebook page because that will definitely tell you where I'm going to be, and also watch the videos, especially these live streams, because that will also let you guys know where I'm going to be. Right now, winter, not going to be a whole lot anywhere, but so that's something I'm going to be doing next year, next season. Okay, September. Great. Definitely gives me plenty of time to plan out something to make sure that I am up there for that show. So yeah, I'm gonna get to a whole lot, spreading the wings, as they say. Gonna go as far as I can to get some really good footage for the 2019 season. All right, going back to Tavarish. Lamborghini Gallardo rebuild, mostly finished that up. That car's a twin turbo, V10. Sounds insane. Still has things that he's trying to work out with it. Then he just started to get into some of his other cars, rebuilding them. One is a Bentley Continental GT. That he bought from Tyler Hoovey over at Hoovey's Garage channel. That had a very questionable history, being the car was in the States, then it went to like Poland, then it somehow got to Russia, got repossessed a bunch of times there, had the odometer rolled back, a whole bunch of other shady stuff. But anyways, it basically needs a new engine, a bunch of other stuff. Tavarish bought it from Hoovey, and he's now starting to do stuff with that. He's also, latest videos, last two that he posted up were of another car that he bought from Tyler Hoovey over at Hoovey's Garage. Tyler Hoover. Sorry. The barbecued Ferrari F355 that actually Parker from Vehicle Virgins had and burnt down. He didn't burn it down. There was a fire in the engine bay. Had nothing to do. It's not anything. Everybody said, don't blame Parker. He didn't do it. It's just a thing that occasionally happens to Ferraris. So Tavares has the Ferrari. He just started tearing the whole thing apart. Yesterday's episode, he basically gutted out the passenger compartment. Today, he tore apart the upper half of the engine, trying to see if there's anything engine-wise that was reusable. And he came to a very crushing realization towards the end. I'm not going to spoil it. You can go over to Tavares' channel and check it out because it's kind of something I had in the back of my mind with a fire-related car. And if you think about that comment, you probably know what's the matter with the engine. But head over there and check it out. One of the last things I'm going to do is give you America Bumper to Bumper by the numbers. Currently, as of about an hour and a half ago, our YouTube channel, we have 249 subscribers. Woohoo! Instagram, we're sitting very close to that number at 240. I've made a couple posts, so it might be a little up from that, might not be. The other one, Facebook, that has shown some growth. Of course, I'm put an ad out for that growth, but we have picked up 120 followers in the past 2 weeks because of the promotion, and we're now sitting at 709 likes, page likes, and 722 total are following. So about 13 people more that are following than just the page likes. So very excited about that. Still have a long way to go before I have any sort of way of making some money off of this stuff. Everyone knows what YouTube numbers you have to be at. Facebook, they keep hounding me with make money on here, see if you qualify, blah blah. I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, that you need 10,000 followers, and you need like 1,000 views of your videos that you post on there that are 3 minutes or more. So either way, I've got a long road ahead, but it's all good. It'll happen when it's supposed to, and there we go. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you guys all for stopping in and watching and commenting. Please, everyone, have a fantastic Christmas. Merry Christmas. Have, be very safe out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which that's a lot. And yeah, love on each other. Have a great time. Have a day. Hopefully it's a good one. Later.